We're staying at a train station campsite just outside of Norwich. Stay tuned to see what we get up to. Welcome to our YouTube channel. We're Becky and David, and these two are Elijah and Sunny. Together we make Sunny's Adventures. If you're new to our channel, we travel the UK and Europe in our A-class motorhome, sharing real family adventures and honest campsite reviews. If you love motorhome life, travel with kids and a bit of fun along the way, this is the channel for you. We're heading to a campsite at Whitwell Station just outside of Reepham. The check-in is at 3 o'clock and we're a little bit early, so David's just rang ahead and they're letting us come early, so good start. So let's see what this campsite's like. After a really peaceful night out in the woods, we're back on the road heading towards Reepham after stopping in to see David's dad at his antique shop in Watton. The roads around here definitely aren't for the faint-hearted. Narrow, winding lanes that feel like they're barely changed over time. Stick with us until the end because we've got a really exciting announcement to share.
So we're here, but we think the camping is actually behind us on that hill. So I'm going to go find out now what we do and where we go and if the restaurant's open. The boys are going to love this. How cool. So it looks like everything's closed today, but it doesn't mean we can't ask questions. Oh, what a lovely guy. Right, he's shown me where everything is and told me what pubs are open and stuff. They're not opening there today. He's already phoned Steve up at the campsite. And tomorrow that place is open where they've got a kitchen, where they do food, there's a kids play area, and they've got a little Christmas display. I'll show you that tomorrow when we head over there. But yeah, this is very cool. If you like trains, which we do, this is great. And the chap there also said, because the check-out time's 10 AM tomorrow, he said that, look, if there's not really many people there, just let us know and then we can stay a bit longer. If not, I mean, look, we can fit in here. It's in a bay.
After a quick look around the old train station, we head next door to the neighbouring campsite, where we should probably have been to start with. We're greeted by Steve, who makes us feel instantly welcome and shows us straight over to our pitch. It's one of those places that feels friendly right away, so now it's time to get set up.
Hey. So that was Steve who came to see us there. That was a really nice welcome. He was really helpful. And yeah, we're on pitch 4. We're on a bit of a pitch, so I've a bit of an angle, so I've put the chocks under the rear, which Becky's just helped me with. Other than that, that was top service, wasn't it, Beck? So it's nice to have a welcome like that. I'll leave the price on the screen now of what we paid for this for one night, and we'll see if we extend it or not. But for now, we're gonna get set up. So on our pitch, we've got power there, then we've got water here, or there, either one. There's on the chocks, and we've got our e-bikes with us, and I've bought our Burley bike trailer. Basically the boys can sit in this and I can tow it along on my bike, but it also turns into a pushchair. I can switch the wheels over or leave it like this, and then that turns into a handle. We just need to stick some water in it, so we've got enough for showers and stuff. Hadn't been using this outdoor this under tray, and I realised I should be putting the hoses in it really, because it's got a drainage hole in the bottom. It's a handy bit of space there. They're all pitched up, but before it gets a bit darker, let me just show you the setup here. So this looks like you've got your bins and waste disposal here, which overlooks the train station. It looks like it might be a walkway down as well. Yeah, so you can walk down to the train station, which is just there. Got some more bins and that here. Looks like a little potting shed. Then you've got your toilet and showers. Laundry? Don't know what that is. Then you've got your else end point there as well, which is handy. It's a wee shack. Urinal. And then you've got toilet. Pretty self-explanatory. And then you've got your shower shack, which is your shower. Ooh, big old head on it. All very usable. They've got like a miniature railway on here. It doesn't look like it's running, but the chap who's next door to us said, Doug, hi Doug, he said that this site's just evolved before when he used to come here, there wasn't really much here, and there was only a couple of vans, and now it seems to be getting busier and busier. They've got like carriages that you can hire out. They're probably really cosy, and there's also a little bar there as well you can hire out, which is handy. There's a few permanent residents here, and you've got your statics as well. Probably some are permanent. So I booked us a table at the Crown because the other pub in Reepham's not open. The Crown's only a mile roughly from here on the bike, so we're going to risk it. It's cold, but it's dry and it's still, and it's meant to be quite a flat bit of road to get there, so fingers crossed. So I'm looking forward to a nice hot meal in a pub with my wife and beautiful children and my dad and Sue. I'll do a quick show now of the site from above so you get a feel for what this is like. So yeah, enjoy.
This is Whitwell Reepham railway station, which first opened back in the late 1800s as part of the Midland and Great Northern Railway. It played a big role in connecting small Norfolk communities like Reepham to the wider country, carrying passengers, goods and even livestock. Over time, as road travel took over, the line eventually closed, but the station itself has been carefully preserved. Today, it's part of a heritage railway, keeping that local history alive and giving visitors a real glimpse into how important places like this once were to rural life in Norfolk.
Just trying to stretch the boys' legs before we go for a meal, just so they're not as energetic. One thing I have noticed is a great campsite, and we're actually booking on for another day, is we are, because we're near the toilets, I think they must have a septic tank, because it just smells like SHIP every now and then, but you can't smell it in the motorhome, you can just smell it outside. It's a very familiar smell of the countryside, but yeah, we're not fussed. We slept in the woods last night, look at us. Plus Becky stinks, so I've got that to deal with.
Plans have been scuppered. They have no room at the inn for tomorrow night, so we've got to find somewhere else to go. We think we might go to Wells and just wild camp again, because we're pros at that now.
We basically wrote the book, didn't we?
Yeah, we wrote the book on wild camping. But yeah, it's just started raining here, which it wasn't supposed to do. So yeah. David had got all the bikes ready and the little carrier for the boys, and we just went for the tiniest walk, and it's peeing it down, so everything is absolutely soaked. So we'll figure it out, I suppose. The joys of camping and motorhome life.
So we didn't bike because it started to chuck it down, but my dad gave us a lift, so we're now going for dinner in the Crown. I've just got to pick up some stuff from the co-op in Reepham.
It's hot, is it?
That was our lift back. Time to get these boys to bed. Drama. We've got no electricity. The thing's tripped out. I've been out to the socket and it won't even let me trip it. Won't even let me switch it back on. It just keeps tripping out. So I'm not sure what's happened. So it might be metered. I don't know. But the guy's on his way. So Steve saved the day. Luckily we got we got our EcoFlow. So the baby's milk is getting prepped. No issue. Right. Simple fix. He just pressed a switch, but it weren't doing it when I did it. So well done, Steve. He's got the magic touch. So we're safe. Everything's running. Milk's running. It's all good in the hood.
Right, let's try again, shall we?
Well done, Steve.
It was so lively and quick. I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled.
So Becky's managed to get the boys to sleep. Well done, Beck. We're now just watching the Da Vinci Code, and we'll probably retire to bed because we've got a check off here at 10. They will let us stay on site, but we need to move on to the grass. I don't want to do that because it's all boggy. So I'd rather pack up, get over to the railway station, park in their big car park, like you saw earlier, and then the boys can have fun there. And then we've got another campsite to go to. We actually managed to get on to Seacroft in Cromer. It wasn't cheap. I can tell you that for sure. Actually, I'm going to put the price on the screen right now. That's for one night at Seacroft for a hard standing with no awning. So don't fall off your seats. But the reason why we've done that is because if you remember from our previous video where we stayed in Cromer at West something. Anyway, we stayed in Cromer and went for dinner for my dad's birthday. He only lives up the road from Seacroft, so we said we'd spend the day with him and go see him. We had a lovely meal tonight at the Crown, and the service there was really good, and we've had a great experience here, albeit quite a basic site. It's usable. Everyone I spoke to really enjoys it, and the gentleman Steve who met us on site, who also came and sorted out the electricity issue, is one, very easy to get hold of, and two, I think he was a really good host, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was just a really nice greeting, and it's nice to see that they're busy. The reason why we can't get on here tomorrow is because it's booked out, so it's nice to see, especially in freezing cold December. So we're going to watch this film and then we are going to have a good night's sleep. So we'll catch you in the morning, guys. Night. Morning. We had a good night's sleep at the train place.
Yeah, we did.
We did. Say morning, everyone, boys.
Leave this to
Right,
me.
say again, right.
Morning.
So hi, everyone. How are you?
Hi everyone. How are you? Choo-choo.
That's really good, Sonny. That was Sonny's impression of a choo train. Well done, mate. Yeah, so we're going to go to the we're going to the train station next door. The food at the Crown was really good. We watched the Da Vinci Code in bed last night until I fell asleep, and then yeah, we are just going to get ready now. We're leaving here for 10. We've got an hour and a half. But I've got nothing out really apart from I need to adjust the back where I got the bikes that out yesterday. So we can have a good day and go see some choo trains, and then we're going to head over to Seacroft, which I'm sure you've seen lots of videos on before because lots of people go there. It's a popular site. So yeah, let's get to our day. Excuse the state of the motorhome. Very dirty. Driving this time of year is tough. Right, time to get the stuff away. The sun is out, and then we're going to go see some trains.
We're off. We've had the best time here. It's a shame we couldn't stay another night, but we're heading to the train station now to see what's going on there. The boys will have fun on the trains because that's their ideal day, but this has been an amazing stay so far, so on to more adventures to Seacroft. So we're now leaving the campsite and heading back over to the railway station, hoping to catch a bit more of the action and maybe grab some breakfast while we're there. There's something really special about places like this, especially when they're quiet in the winter. It's calm, relaxed, and you really get a feel for the history. That said, you can absolutely imagine how different this place must be in the summer, with trains running, events on, and everything in full swing. It's one of those locations that works all year round, just in very different ways. So it got us thinking, what's the quirkiest place you've ever stayed in your motorhome or camper? Old stations, farms, unusual stopovers? Let us know in the comments below because we're always on the lookout for something a bit different.
So we're at Whitwell station. Opens at 10 AM. Closed on Mondays. It's Tuesday today. Opens at 10 AM. Hopefully we can get something to eat here. If not, back to the air fryer in the motorhome for sausages.
Well done. You did, didn't you?
Jump! Nice! Yeah. We're just in the bar area and we're getting coffees, and I've asked if they've got food on, but the chap doesn't turn up till 11. It's 10 now, but he's putting on some bacon sandwiches for us early, so that's really nice. So thank you for that. What did man give you? What did he give you?
10 times. He given me anything.
He did, yeah. What did he give you?
Coffee,
And what did he give us?
bacon, butty.
I'm called Sunny.
You are, sweetheart.
I'm called Aya.
You are.
And I did burger. Your burger's...
This was obviously the platform before, and now it must be a walkway. Fun to cycle up that, see where it goes.
Yeah.
Let's go up there.
This one's an accommodation carriage. That'll be cool. William Marriott.
How are we going to get out of here?
They've got a really cool kids play area at the back of that bar and restaurant we're in. But it doesn't look like anything's running. There's a Unimog over there that's just sat there with its, looks like it's got a hedge cut on it. Wonder if that runs. So it doesn't like much is open today. So we might cut this one short so the boys don't get wound up by the fact they can't get on any trains.
As we were heading out, I asked one of the engineers if any trains were running. Sadly not today, but he did let us have a look inside one of the trains, which the boys absolutely loved.
Dave number 2 that's from near Stoke, like us, has kindly let us in this absolute beaut, so we're very grateful, thank you. So that was lovely. The driver isn't in till New Year's Day, so that's why that's not running today. But that was very kind of Dave from Stoke to show us round. That was very kind, so really cool. So it's definitely worth coming down here. Just obviously you might want to ring ahead just to make sure stuff's on. If not, the bar and the cafe's open, so yeah, well worth it. Thanks guys. All in all, a good experience. So we're going to head off to Seacroft Cromer now. It's about a 45-minute drive for us. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, press that subscribe button, and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified of our future content. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned to see what comes up next.
See you later, guys.
See you later, guys. If you stayed with us to the end, thank you. We really do appreciate you being here. We just wanted to take a moment to share something that means a lot to us. This year, Childline turns 40, and it also happens to be the year we both turn 40 as well. Childline, which is part of the NSPCC, provides a vital listening service for children and young people who need support, advice, or simply someone to talk to when they need it most. To mark that milestone, we're taking on a charity camper challenge. We'll be building or buying a camper and driving it from the UK to the Neighbouring and back within 72 hours. Living in it the whole way, sleeping, eating and travelling as it's meant to be used. The entire journey will be documented, and at the end of the challenge the camper will be raffled to help maximise the funds raised. If you're able to support us, you can donate by scanning the QR code on screen or using the link in the description. Every donation, big or small, genuinely helps, and thank you so much for being part of our journey.